Assalamu alaikum. Today I will introduce for you decoding the Holy Quran, special terms from Arabic into English. Especially the word al-hujra and the word al-ghurfa from Surah al-Hujurat, and their cognitive meaning and semantics, also the cultural and linguistic challenges. As introduction, the Quran's linguistic and rhetorical depth present translation challenges. Focus on the special terms, as I said, hujra and ghurfa. These terms carry layered semantic, cognitive, and cultural meanings. So translators often offer varied English equivalents from Arabic into English, risking semantics loss. In this research, I've chosen the hypotheses according to the translation I've chosen of 3 translators. So the first one is the no direct English equivalent, captures the full meaning from the Arabic into English, and you will see the term ghurfa and hujra are not accurately presented into English as it is from Arabic, since Arabic language is rhetorical and more condensed than English language. The second thing is translation background shape lexical choices. And the third one is ghurfa and hujra as targhib and tarhib interpretive tools. Targhib means like encouragement and reward, while tarhib is deterrence and disconnection. In this research, I've used 5 methodologies. The first one is I used comparative and qualitative research approach. The second one I used and depended on the lexical analysis, lexical Arabic lexicography of Lisan al-Arab to find the definition of hujra and ghurfa in Arabic and what they are meaning. The third is the comparisons from 3 translations. I've chosen 3 translations only because the time is limited. There are 16 in the real research. The first research translator is Mohammed Mehmet Bikthal. He is a Muslim from Britain. And the second one, Abdullah Yusuf Ali. He is Indian and British commentary and translator. And the last translation is Sahih International. The questionnaire I've made of 10 participants from Arabic learners and foreign Arabic learners and English native speakers. And the last thing is the educational frameworks, as I told you before, the targhib and tarhib, deterrence and encouragement to interpretive tools. So as you here see, the first phrase it's بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الذين ينادونك من وراء الحجرات أكثرهم لا يعقلون. The first translator is Bikthal, or Mohammed Mehmet Bikthal. He translated this verse into English using archaic translation and old-fashioned language. Used the word low instead of inna. Those who cry unto thee from behind the private chambers, most of them have no sense. So the first translation, as we said, it is archaic and old-fashioned, since you see the word thee, it's instead of you. Cry unto, yunadunaka, and private chambers. Actually, the phrase or the word chamber, it's originally from French, and the French language took it from Latin word, which is campera. So it's chamber is not originally English. So that's what I meant by no direct English equivalent from Arabic into English translated the word hujra or ghurfa. The second translator is Sahih International. Sahih International uses a modern language to emphasize the meaning of the phrase. the verse, indeed. So he used the word indeed instead of lo or verily. Those who call you, and added an explanation of the Prophet Muhammad, O Muhammad, which is not actually found in the first language, which is the Arabic. And then he said, from behind the chambers. He didn't use the word private, because حجرات is something, according to لسان العرب definition, هو مكان يمنع الدخول إليه، هو مكان حاجز في دار أكبر، يعني ليس منفصلا وليس بجانب البيت. So and he used the clearer language of ترجمة لا يعقلون into them do not understand. The third language translation is Abdullah Yusuf Ali. This translation actually is similar to the first one. They used old-fashioned translation as well. As you see, the word al-hujurat translated by Abdullah Yusuf Ali, rooms, only rooms. The second verse is بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أولئك يجزون الغرفة بما صبروا ويلقون فيها تحية وسلاما. The first translation by Sahih International, those are the ones who will be awarded the chamber in paradise. Again, Sahih International uses an explanation into the verse itself, into the target language. He also translated the word al-ghurfa as chamber. Chamber, sometimes it's uses for private chamber or council chamber. So it is maybe a big place or a small space. The second translation used lofty chamber, and the third translation lofty place. These words like lofty place, lofty chamber, doesn't reflect the real meaning of al-ghurfa in the translation. Here is the table of comparative of the ghurfa and hujra, as you see. The first translation, the target text 1 pixel uses for hujurat private chambers, and for the al-ghurfa lofty place. Sahih International uses the chambers and the chamber for al-ghurfa, the rooms for al-hujurat by Yusuf Abdullah Ali, and the lofty chamber to the word al-ghurfa. As data and results, ghurfa implies honor and elevation and divine reward. So as you see before the phrase, it said أولئك يجزون الغرفة بما صبروا يلقون فيها تحية وسلاما, showing reward and peace when a person does a good indeed. Then hujra signifies limitation, privacy, and disconnection. Translators lean toward literal, like using word room, and or conceptual, using lofty chambers, renderings, or meanings. As the questionnaire data show varied percentages depending on linguistic backgrounds of those students or learners. As you see here in the screen, there are 30% of them use the word chamber to translate the word hujra into English, while 20% they didn't actually know the real answer. 20% of them uses a private room, and 30% use a private chamber. This is according to their linguistic and background knowledge. While for translation the ghurfa into English, 90% of them use word room, because culturally we are using word room when we talk about our bedroom, our living room. So it is either culturally or linguistically, and 10% only use the word chamber. Maybe they think that's better translation according to the rewardness of the verse explanation. So, interpretive gaps and cognitive implications. English lacks exact terms with the same layered implications, and also translation is affected by theological, rhetorical, and stylistic considerations. The cognitive framework was غرفة as ترغيب, which is hope and encouragement as reward, and حجرة as ترهيب, fear and deterrence. So, as cognitive meaning, الحجرات refers to the private and quarters of the wives of Prophet Muhammad in the ancient Arabic Islamic culture. And cultural implication, politeness. Also, it is in traditional Arabic world culture, calling someone lovely from behind the chambers is not respectful. It's deeply disrespectful. As conclusion, toward better Quranic translation practices, special terms are contextually and metaphorically rich. As we said, Arabic translation is more rhetorical than English one. Interdisciplinary analysis, linguistic, cultural, cognitive as essential. Future translation should incorporate interpretive notes and cultural awareness. Quranic pedagogy contributes to ethical, social, and cognitive formation. That's it. Thank you.